Guys, I thought yesterday was going to be the craziest gig we've ever played. We've actually topped it. I cannot fucking believe we're going to pull this off. Amazing. So, man, we traveled a long way. We've had a long fucking day, a long couple days. Fans are fucking eating this up and loving it. You guys are making this music come to life and doing it justice. Thank you guys so much. And you know what? All the craziness of the day doesn't matter. It's now about the next 2 hours. So let's have a good time. All right.
Very important during the show is, of course, your songs for the 12-step suite. It's about you coping with alcohol, getting rid of it. Is it still difficult or strange to talk about it for you?
No, to be honest, you know, I haven't had a drink in 17 years. This is non-alcoholic beer, by the way, so that's okay. But I haven't had any real alcohol in 17 years. And to be honest, in my early sobriety, when I wrote those songs, it was very difficult. You know, those, 2001 to 2008, when I wrote those 5 songs, I was still struggling with sobriety. It was new for me. Working those 12 steps was something that was very, very important for me. And writing those songs was like doing the step work. I did them with a sponsor as well, the way you're supposed to, but writing those songs was very therapeutic for me. Here we are 17 years later. I mean, yes, the battle with addiction never goes away. You're always an addict. You're always an alcoholic. You're always going to be struggling with that. But to be honest, doing these songs now, I think it's more about the music and revisiting the Dream Theater material. To me, when we're playing these songs, I'm not thinking about the 12 steps and the alcoholism and my struggle. Yeah. I think maybe if we did these 10 years ago, maybe that would have been the focus. But now, to me, the focus is
the celebrating part.
The celebration. It's unfinished business. I'm finally getting to do it, get it out of my system before I move on to the next thing in my life.
Thank you too much! We did it!
Honestly, it feels great playing the Dream Theater material. I wasn't sure how it was going to feel. And once we did the first show in London, it was like, oh my God, I felt the love from the fans and the emotion, and I could tell they're really satisfied with this show, and it's bringing back a lot of emotions and feelings for them and for me as well. So I'm glad we're doing it.
I'm a big fan of Dream Theater, of course, and also Mike Portnoy is a really cool guy to see live. And the 12-step suite is just, every song is really good.
It was a part of his therapy, I think, so it's very hard and very, it's just awesome that he plays it.
I waited for that since Mike left the band. So the first thing that I thought was the 12 steps. I'm never going to see the 12 steps, but tonight I did, so I'm a happy man.
The truth, I started crying from the first moment they start playing. It really touched me.
If you look back at, let's call it the dark times, dark period for you, struggling it, what did a day look like? I mean, how did you wake up?
When I was still drinking?
Yeah.
Well, there was 20 years of drinking, and the alcoholism progresses. So, when I started drinking when I was a teenager, it was like a weekend thing at parties or whatever. Then by the time I, was 18, 19, 20 and living on my own, then I was able to have alcohol around the house and drink whenever I want. At that point, it became a daily thing. I'm a very obsessive compulsive person. I can't do anything in moderation. I mean, look at my tattoos. It's like everything is in excess. So that applied to drugs and alcohol as well. I just was drinking and drugging every day, but still like responsibly. I wasn't a day drinker. It was always a nighttime thing. And even when I was touring with Dream Theater, it was always like at the end of the show, that's when I would start partying. And at that point, it was an every night thing.
Don't worry, it's non-alcoholic.
When did you start to realize this is becoming a problem?
In the late 90s, I was starting to realize, it used to be I would only drink after the show. Then it started to be, okay, well, I could start drinking during the encore. Then it was like, all right, I could start drinking during the keyboard solo. And then it was like, all right, I could start drinking when the opening band is on. And it just started getting earlier and earlier. And, I had bottles of, liquor behind the drums at all times. I was drinking shots during the show and doing other drugs and things like that. And those last couple of years, 98, 99, 2000, that's when I realized, you know what, I no longer can control it. It's completely controlling me. And I knew it was time to do something about it.
It started like in your early 20s. You're now on tour with your son, Max. He's almost 20. So is this something you like, say, Max, watch out for this?
I've never ever been preachy about sobriety. I think that's a choice I had to make because I had an issue with it. But even these lyrics, they're never preachy. They're just me talking about my struggles. And my daughter is 20 and she drinks. She could drink socially. So she does, and it's not a problem for her. Max, on the other hand, he's 18, and he doesn't want to drink by choice. I think I was an example for him of, how it could become a problem, and my sobriety. He grew up with me sober the whole, since he's been born. So I think he purposely doesn't want to touch drugs or alcohol. He never has, and that's his choice. If he started to drink or smoke pot or whatever, I wouldn't condemn him. I was doing that at 13, 14, 15 years old. So, it's a personal choice for everybody.
All right, give us the speech.
Guys, it has been a crazy, crazy fucking day. And the crew did it, and now you guys are gonna rock like nothing ever happened. Just like any other show, and you're gonna go out and kick ass. You guys have played to these people before, so have a good one.
Gotta go. Thanks, Mike.
Have a good one.
We had an interview with Next to None 2 months ago. They told us they all drink water and they're very responsible guys.
They are. Well, responsible? I don't know. They're responsible in the way that they don't get drunk at party, but they could be a little bit more responsible in terms of getting their gear off the stage a little quicker and packing up, but they're learning.
So you're like their mentor on that part.
Well, no, I'm a bad example for that because I've had a drum tech my entire career, so I'm a bad example. I kind of just sit in the dressing room waiting to sound check.
About your family, you becoming a dad, describe me that feeling. How does it feel for you?
Well, Melody was born in May of '98 when I was making Falling Into Infinity. And Max was born March of '99. Max was born the day that Stanley Kubrick died. Stanley Kubrick's my biggest hero of all time, and he died the day that Max was born. And Max was born while we were making Scenes from a Memory. But yeah, when they were both born, it's two of the greatest days of my life. And now here they are, 18 and 19, and each pursuing their own careers. Max is out with Next to None. They have their second album coming out. Melody goes to performing arts school in New York City. She wants to do musical theater, so it's pretty amazing.
They're both creative.
Yeah, they're both great kids, and they love music. And luckily, they grew up on tour with me. Literally, from the day they were born, they were on the road with me. I saw Melody take her first footsteps in Finland, on tour. So they've grown up with this lifestyle.